Hi, my name is David Leone, and welcome to a very special HVAC edition of Designing Spaces. HVAC is short for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Now, it doesn't matter where you live in the good old USA, you're going to need at least 2, if not all 3 units of HVAC. And with such brands as Frigidaire, Maytag, Reznor, and Airtemp, there's no greater manufacturer of heating and air systems than the folks at Nortek Global HVAC. Today we're in Manchester, Tennessee at the home of Sarisa Cummings, and it gets hot here in the summer, really hot. And Sarisa has decided it's time to upgrade her air conditioning system. Hey, I'm David.
Hey, Reese Cummings.
It's a pleasure. Man, what a nice place. So Sarisa, what's going on today?
Well, I have a crew here installing a new HVAC system for cooling upstairs.
Why did you decide today was the day to change your unit?
Well, feeling the heat out here. This is how it goes in the South.
This is crazy.
And my old unit was having trouble keeping up. I just decided it's time for a new unit.
Gotcha.
My upstairs units, of course, where most of the sleeping area is, just wasn't keeping up. Couldn't sleep at night.
And that's when you need it.
Yep.
Right.
So just decided that the bottom units were doing okay, but they were having to work extra to keep the upstairs cool.
And what'd your contractor say when he came?
Well, Rusty, he's a great guy. So we discussed the different brands, their warranties, the efficiency, ease in repairing them, and economically, it just seemed that Frigidaire seemed to be the way to go.
Rusty.
Hey, David.
What's up, pal? Tell me a little bit about what's going on today.
Sure thing. The old unit that was here had a refrigerant leak in the evaporator coil. The evaporator coil was rusted out, losing Freon pretty rapidly. We're replacing it with a new 14 series unit. It's a little more efficient. When you've got a home with multiple floors, you don't want to run ductwork from the ground floor all the way upstairs. So the split system allows you to put the ductwork in the attic above the floor you're servicing. And you put the air handler in the attic, runs through the ductwork. So that's the reason why it's a split system.
Now, why do you choose Frigidaire?
Everybody pretty much has a 10-year parts warranty, but Frigidaire has a quality pledge on their compressor and their heat exchanger on their gas units. That if the heat exchanger or the compressor dies in the first 10 years, they'll replace the whole unit.
The whole unit.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
That's really a selling point for my customers.
Got it. So Rusty, the air handler upstairs, 100% done, right?
Right.
All right, so what's next?
Next, we got to install the heat pump condenser.
So the guys are almost done installing the line set. But in the meantime, I'd like to give you guys 3 preventative maintenance tips. So number 1, your condenser unit on the exterior of your home. If you see that there's a storm coming and there's leaves all over the place, anything that's sitting on top, you may want to clean those off so nothing falls into the fan and ruins the fan. Now the second one would be cleaning your drain trap. So the drain trap is the PVC line that's coming off of your air handler upstairs in your attic. Pour just a little bit of bleach in that line, maybe every 3 to 6 months. And what that will do is that will clean that line out and make sure that no clogs will occur. Number 3, your condensate line that's coming from the air handler in the attic. That pipe will clean all that water out. If you see rust in that line, anywhere around it, either on the brick or on your vinyl siding, what you want to do is that you want to call your service technician before anything bad can happen.
David, Sarisa, come on in. We got the unit going now. As you can tell, the temperature's starting to come down. Starting to pull that moisture and humidity out of the air. Starting to feel good in here, right?
Feels great. It is so much less stickier. I am so happy.
That's great. I'm glad you like it.
Coming up, we're off to Carlsbad, California for a lesson in warranties and preventative maintenance. Welcome back to a very special edition of Designing Spaces. It's all about the HVAC. I'm David Leone. We're in Carlsbad, California, at the home of Gavin and Jessica Dooley. Now, the Dooleys have a furnace, but living near the ocean as they do, they never really needed an AC unit until today. As the summer's getting progressively warmer, they're ready to wave the white flag and get one. But not just any unit, they want one with a great warranty. Hey guys!
Hey!
What's going on?
Jesse.
David, pleasure.
to meet you.
David, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Come on in.
Cool place.
Welcome to our home.
Whoa, this is a big room. This is really nice. I can see why you guys need a new AC unit. I can actually feel it too.
It does get
Yeah.
really muggy.
Yeah, I can feel the humidity in the air for sure.
We live really close to the beach and to a freeway, and so when we open up our house, all this dust is constantly coming into the house, and it makes me crazy. It's dirty all the time.
Okay, the master bedroom gets really hot in the summer, and also our big living room, because both rooms face the ocean, and the sun comes in and it gets really hot.
I've been begging Gavin for air conditioning. We have a friend named Caleb who we met about a year ago, and he owns his own HVAC company. And so I was like, we really need air conditioning. And so he said, come out to the shop, and it worked.
Caleb,
Hey,
what's
how you
up, buddy?
Good,
How's it
good.
going?
Doing great, how you doing?
Great. You got a lot going on, huh?
A lot going on here. Today we're gonna be installing 2 Maytag AC units here. As you notice, we are on the coast here, so these units aren't used too often.
I mean, I know summers are starting to get a little bit warmer. Do you see most people changing up and getting AC units?
Yeah, that's correct. So a lot of houses here in San Diego are not, we call them plumbed or pre-plumbed for AC. So what we're doing here is we're actually adding air conditioning to the home. So they've never had it before. There was never an old unit here. So what we do is we're gonna be taking these copper lines here. As you can see, we're gonna be running them up into the attic. There's a lot of stuff going on here today.
How do you feel about Maytag and the actual brand itself?
I believe they're the leaders in the warranties in the industry right now. 12 years, I mean, that's showing something. Most other products are 10-year. For somebody to come out and put 12 years on the product, that's saying something about the design, the engineering, and the overall longevity of the equipment.
Gotcha.
Hey Dave, this is one of the rooms I wanted to show you, and this is one of the main reasons why they went with the Maytag 4-ton system.
Okay. Oh, look at this view, man.
Yeah, it's incredible.
This is crazy. But you know what though? I can hear the highway. So if these windows are open all night long, you're gonna hear that. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the greatest parts of this house is the view, but it's also became one of the biggest problems. Doolies wanted to go ahead and be able to close this and be comfortable in the summertime, which they have not been able to do.
Gotcha.
As you can see, this is a huge room.
Yeah, it's a big room.
So they wanted to make sure whatever we put in here was able to cool this room properly, efficiently, and be able to be comfortable in here. The heat load calculation of all the windows, the doors, the insulation in the attic, and that's how we came up with the proper unit for this area.
Okay. So I've got 3 tips for you that's gonna help your new air conditioning unit run smoothly, efficiently, and last you a long time. So number 1, when you finally install your new condenser unit, your first reaction is to cover it up. Put a wall in, put a fence, cover it up. That's not what I want you to do. It needs airflow. We have a fan on top that sucks air, that brings everything in and cools off the coils. You need that airflow, so please do not cover it up. So my second tip is for your lawn sprinkler system. So what I want you to do is that make sure that when your sprinkler head does come up, that it sprays all the vegetation, but then stops at the condenser unit. Condenser unit's on my left. So you want to stop it before it sprays that, because too much water hitting those condenser units will eventually cause the aluminum to corrode quicker than it should. So my third tip for you guys is your closed dryer vent. So that closed dryer vent, what it does is that it blows air out of the vent itself, and it has lint that's with it. So a lot of times what'll happen is that air will come out and your condenser unit is right next to it. That condenser unit is sucking in air to cool those coils off, and if there is lint in there, it's gonna get clogged up more quickly. So what I wanna do is that you're gonna put something just like this over top of it. Now you're also going to take an L and come away from it. That's going to draw the air with the lint in it all the way away from the condenser unit, and you're not going to worry about clogs. Oh, Caleb, you crushed it. This looks fantastic.
Yeah, they look great. They turned out awesome. You know, just like everything that was exposed yesterday, we got all the line set covers in, we got all the units properly mounted.
They're going to love it. Oh, this is so awesome. What's going on with this, Caleb?
All right, well, this is gonna be the thermostat. This is gonna be my favorite part because this means we're pretty much done with the job. So the coolest thing about this is it's gonna be Wi-Fi. So the dualies, if they are heading down to the beach, they forget to turn off the thermostat, boom, right from the phone.
Excellent. No U-turns thinking about, did I turn the heat on? Did I turn the AC on?
Oh my gosh, how much money am I, costing me to leave this thing running? So no more of that.
Good. Well, they're gonna love this. Yeah, let's bring them in.
All right,
hey,
dualies.
dualies, come on, check it out. You feel that?
It feels so good. It feels so good.
feels
and
really
crisp.
nice in here.
I feel like I'm in a resort.
All right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's gonna change it. The HVAC train keeps rolling on. Next stop, Athens, Alabama, for a tutorial on packaged and high-efficiency units. Welcome back to this very special edition of Designing Spaces. It's all about the HVAC, people. I'm David Leone. We're in the great state of Alabama where things can get a little sticky in the summer, which is why folks down here look for the complete package when it's time to get a new HVAC system. One that's not only built for comfort, but also built to last. Roll Tide. Today we're at the home of April Macon, whose AC unit is 20 years old. She's finally decided it's time for an upgrade. I think a little spray paint and you're good to go.
I think so.
No,
Definitely not.
I bet you what's happening is that your utility bills are probably going up because it has to work harder to keep your inside colder. Do you like lower utility bills?
I do.
All right, well that's gonna happen because you're gonna get your new Airtemp in here. It's gonna be high efficiency. It's a fantastic package. You're gonna notice that your utility bills are gonna go down just like the temperature inside. It's gonna be amazing.
Good, I'm excited.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, what was your breaking point on all this?
The house is just not cooling the way it did before.
You know, I can feel it when I walked in. So the foyer, when I first walked in, was nice and cool. And then as I got into the family room, because, you've got a vaulted ceiling, that heat rises. And now this room, you're just getting blasted with windows. So are those your trouble areas?
They are.
They've got to be,
They are,
right?
yeah.
When you talked to Jeremy, what was his advice? What did he say?
It went very well.
Good.
We discussed different units. We looked at some catalogs in the iPad, and he explained what I need and what would work best for my house.
Gotcha.
We ultimately decided to go with the Airtemp.
So Jeremy, what's going on today, bud? What are we doing?
Well, today we're upgrading a system for April with a new Airtemp package heat pump.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so on the package system, it is a self-contained unit that uses the refrigerant to actually heat and cool the home.
So that's where the package unit comes from, heating and cooling.
All included in one package.
Gotcha. Can I use a heat pump that is in, say, colder climates?
Well, generally you would use a furnace in a colder climate, but in the southern region like we're in, a heat pump is going to be the most efficient way to heat and cool your home.
So that's where the package unit comes from, heating and cooling.
All included in one package.
Gotcha. Why Airtemp?
Airtemp is the best fit for the job we're doing today. Low cost and great efficiency with an excellent warranty.
So I was talking to Jeremy, he gave me 3 great tips I didn't even think about. So number 1, when you're cutting the grass, make sure you shut your air conditioning unit off. The condenser unit outside, it draws in air and it pulls it in at a pretty good clip. What you want to do is turn it off so that when you cut the grass, those clippings don't get pulled into the coil. Second, this one is fantastic. Guys, if you have registers all around your house, whether they're on your floor or on your ceiling or on your wall, make sure that they're all opened up. Don't shut off one in one room and open up the other one in another room. Keep them all open because the unit needs that airflow to circulate throughout the house. And number 3, not only do we want you to change your air filters regularly, but also get a microfiber duster and clean off those grills, those registers, and those return covers. Make it nice and clean.
So David, this is the last piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
We've already had it running, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on the wall.
Good.
Turn the system to cooling, and then we walk into the other area.
Let's see it. April, come on in. Do you feel it?
I can already feel the difference.
There's a huge difference in
It
here
is.
already. You know, and the first thing I noticed when I came in was the humidity. It's out of the air already. And it's only been on for what, 15 minutes, if that?
Right, and it'll have to run and remove the humidity first, and then it can actually cool the temperature down in the home.
You're gonna be nice and cool and not sticky. You're not gonna stick to the couch. That's a good thing. And last but certainly not least, we're off to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where this time we're bringing the heat. welcome back to a very special edition of Designing Spaces. It's all about the HVAC, but this time we're bringing the heat. I'm David Leon. Want to try and guess where we are today? Maybe this will help. If you build it, they will come. That's right, Iowa, Cedar Rapids to be exact. Now, it can get hot here in the heartland during the summer, but it can get just as cold in the winter, which is why we're going to be showcasing an energy-efficient unit heater from Reznor. This puppy can heat up a workspace or garage in a heartbeat. Hey!
Hey!
What's up? I'm David.
Hi, David. Nice to meet you. I'm Patty.
It's a pleasure.
Come on in.
Patty's getting her first home with an attached garage, and she wants to be able to utilize this area as a workspace during the winter. So Patty, what do you got going on today?
I'm building a new home on my daughter's property, and so I just felt like I've never ever had an attached garage in my whole life. Well, Tim, my contractor, came over and he asked me what I wanted, and I said I really want a heating unit in my garage so I could do crafting stuff and be warm in the winter.
Excellent.
And my daughter and her husband have Reznors, and I asked him what he thought of getting a Reznor in there.
And I'm sure he said that, I mean, they're top notch.
He said they're great.
Yeah. So Tim, you're not wasting any time, huh?
No, the guys are getting after it.
Yeah, they are. So tell me a little bit about the install.
Okay, so the guys are here hanging a Reznor 30,000 BTU natural gas unit heater in Patty's garage.
How will it heat this unit up? Because I know it gets super cold here in the winter.
It gets super cold.
So
last winter we had a lot of minus 20 degree days. So yes, it will do an excellent job of heating the garage to whatever temperature the homeowner wants to keep it.
Nice. So I was talking to Patty, and her daughter and son-in-law, they have Reznors. So she's familiar with the brand, so that's perfect.
We've been using Reznor for a lot of years. It's a great product with a great warranty. This unit's 83% efficient. Has a 10-year warranty on the heat exchanger, 5-year warranty on all the other parts. You can buy a less expensive unit, but it doesn't have the quality that Reznor does. So David, I had mentioned that the Burns have a couple different Reznor heaters on their property. Sure. And I wanted to show you those right now. So this is a 45,000 BTU unit, larger than the space we just came from. And the piece of equipment is definitely sized on the size of the building that it's going into.
So are there more units on the property, Reznors?
Actually, there is one more unit.
Is there?
Let's go see it.
Show me the way. I gotta see it. Come on. This is insane. I would have never thought this was here from the outside. Hey, Patty, come. You didn't tell me about this pool.
The kids just love it. So do the adults.
So do the adults,
Yes.
right? So they probably have everybody come over, hang out. This has got to be easily over 100,000 BTUs.
Yes.
Easily, right?
This is actually a 200,000 BTU unit. It takes a lot of BTUs to heat this space. As you can see, with all the glass doors and windows, we don't have as much insulation value as we do at the other properties.
I gotcha.
We see a lot of Reznor units in residential applications nowadays. And the 3 examples we looked at today were all residential.
Yes.
Our first one was in a garage. Second was in a workshop. And this one is in a pool room.
So I've got 3 great tips for you associated with the Reznor heating unit. So number 1 would be to familiarize yourself with your service contract as well as your warranty. And make sure that your service contractor comes at least once a year to inspect it and make sure everything is running smoothly. And your number 2 tip has to do with your programmable thermostat. Find a temperature that is perfect for the area that you're heating and try to just leave it alone. What you don't want to do is have the heat fluctuate too much from too high to too low. And your number 3 tip is there is no third tip because it is so self-sufficient. You don't have to do anything to it. Just let it go, leave it alone, and enjoy the heat.
Okay, David, the Reznor unit is installed now, and we have just mounted the thermostat. So at our mode button, we're going to choose the heating mode because we're heating the space. And then we are either going to arrow up or arrow down to whatever the desired temperature needs to be in the space.
Oh, that's easy. I can feel it already.
Yes, it's awesome.
So Patty, what do you think?
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think I'm crazy, but I can't wait for winter.
Oh, no way. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching this very special HVAC edition of Designing Spaces. I'm David Leon. We'll see you next time.